Hello and welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. I'm Dana Cowley and my guest today is Tim Arntzen. He's the Executive Director of the Port of Kennewick. And Tim, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome, my pleasure.
We really appreciate it. One of the many projects the Port is working on is Clover Island, and perhaps you could give us a little history of it. It goes way back in this community.
It does, but before we get there, I just want to say it's one of my personal favorites of the things we get to deal with. It's so neat. Clover Island has been there for a long, long time, but it was really in 1953 when McNary Dam was built, the pool raised, and then it kind of took on more of the configuration that we see today. So it's been there for a long time, and it's also been kind of on the radar screen of the community for a long time of what should we do with it? How do we make it better? How do we make it an attractive place?
And you've been with the Port for almost 10 years,
right.
And so you've contributed to the improvements. Tell me some of the things that you feel good about that you've done so far.
Well, we were able to purchase the Metz Marina from the Metz family, and then we took out the old marina and built a new marina that is one of the nicest in the state, and our boaters really enjoy that. And that was a part of the big transformation of Clover Island. We've also built the Port Administrative Office there, and it has Ice Harbor Brewery in the lower floor. They're very successful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and then we've built the new Yacht Club building, and then the Lighthouse, which is an interesting project. It's very noticeable.
Now, you have so many things you could do there. Why did you choose the Lighthouse?
I knew you were going to ask that. Really, when you want to try to create the synergy back into kind of the old part of town that has, you know, maybe been passed over, we thought that we wanted to do something grand, something really unique, and not only for us, but to help tie in with the historic downtown. And we did some research. We found out lighthouses are not only on coast, but on rivers and large lakes and so forth. So it was, I don't want to say natural, but it was something that actually could fit there with some realism. And
serve some function for your boaters.
Yes,
Very nice. Now, for the investment you put into Clover Island, what kind of return does the public get from that outside of its recreational use and its beauty and revitalization?
Sure. Well, actually, the financial return to the public is very good. The marina that we've built cash flows around $200,000 a year back to the port, back to the public. So that's less money we have to go to the public to get. We have other businesses that contribute. We have Cedars that has been there that is a private sector project that employs people. We have the Yacht Club that has quite a few members. So there is an economic benefit for Clover Island. And beyond that, there are the pathways and the art objects and things like that that people can just drive out and enjoy for an afternoon without you know, having to make the investment of having a boat in a marina or things like that.
Well, and it's nice to go down to the hotel too, you know, for business meetings or you know, for eating something like that.
Exactly.
So now you've been there and done these things over the past 10 years. What do you see for Clover Island for the next 10 years?
Well, queued up for maybe the next year or two would be a project called the Village at Island Harbor, which would be 3 buildings on the marina side of Clover Island. The port would build one of them, and it would be multi-tenant space, so maybe another restaurant could come in, a wine bar, tasting room, things like that. And it's going to have a really spectacular art object that is reminiscent back to the days of the Umatilla Nation and the Indians that were using the river back in the early days.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
And then do you have plans beyond that, or
Clover, we're going to continue with Clover Island, and then it will spill out onto Columbia Drive, and that whole area will then blend into the downtown and become really a very unique area of our community.
Okay, thank you so much. We sure appreciate you joining us.
My pleasure.
Best of luck to you with all these projects.
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it. And thank you for watching. I'm Dana Cowley, and this is Charter Local Edition Northwest.